So my name is Omar Sanchez, and I'm with the Summer Proctor Oral History Program. I'm currently doing this interview on Zoom at the Restoration Church in Tallahassee, Florida. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. What do you need me to include? Just my name and what else?
Whatever you feel like you want to include is enough.
Well, I am Bernice Presley, and I live in Lake City, Florida. I'm a retired educator from the Columbia County school system. Presently, I am a substitute teacher in the Columbia County school system.
Okay, cool. So, can you tell me a little bit about where you were born and where you grew up?
Oh, yes. I was born in a wonderful place called Khoury, Georgia. That's Crisp County. I spent most of my time in Volusia County. That's in Ormond and Daytona Beach. That's where I spent most of my time. I graduated from Camel Street High School, and then from that, I advanced to Florida A&M University, where I have my undergraduate degree and master's. I have further studies at the University of Kansas, University of Florida, San Jose State in San Jose, California, Atlanta University, and Florida State University. I think I've included all of those. I have further study there. Presently, I have several active youth groups in the community. And one of the groups was inspired by First Lady Michelle Obama. She started this program, Let Girls Learn, and she encouraged us to start focusing in on our young girls, because that's where you get your mothers and your wives. So we started a program here in Lake City that's called Girls of Distinction. That's girls, that's G-R-O-D, Distinction, which is, we call them God's little angels. So we started a group in 2015, Girls of Distinction, and they're doing well in the community. They're from ages 3 years all the way up to seniors. And we do a lot of activities in the community. We do workshops, we do learning centers, anything that we can do that could make the girls feel very, very special. We're sponsored by Miracle Tabernacle Church here in Lake City. And I also have a group, Presley Excel and Scholars Program Incorporated. That group covers Excel boys, EXCEL, enthusiastic, extraordinary, creative, educated leaders. They also include readers or leaders. We focus them on reading, because the more you read, the more you know, the smarter you grow. And we do a lot of things for the elderly in the community. It's wherever we are needed. I encourage these students to be this. In this Presley Excel and Scholars Program, we always give a $500 scholarship every year to a senior. But most of my students are low-income students, but we deal with anyone who comes to our program. So I'm very active in the community. That's why I love the little children, because I think children are a gift from God. They're His reward. So I do a lot with the children. Also, I have a radio ministry, 107.9 FM, the Angel Radio Network, which is nationwide. And I thought about this, I could have broadcasted. We have a lot of listeners in Philippines, Kuwait. It's nationwide. And if you go on the station right now, you will probably hear some of our voices. The students are encouraged to do inspirational speeches, inspirational quotes. They're busy. The more you get these students involved, the more they appreciate you, and the more you will see God's gift through them. So I work a lot with the young people. I work with the elderly, but the young people, that's my heart. Anything else, I can talk on and on.
You can talk however much you want. I'm here to listen.
Yeah, no, I don't. I need to save some for later, because if I tell you everything, then I won't have anything for later, unless you have a question. In other words, I love what I'm doing, because the thing is, I don't plan my day. I get up, God has my day always planned, and what I do, I just follow His plan. Now, I had a little hiccup a few months ago, and I have a problem with my breathing. I don't know if it's asthma or something, but basically I've been a healthy person all my life, and all of a sudden I need to rest. So now if I feel if it sounds as if I'm having shortness of breath, you're correct. But don't let it doesn't have anything to do with my cerebrum. It still works well.
Okay. So I guess my first question would be, why do you think it's important for communities to start these youth groups for children and students?
Because our young people, that's our future. That's our future. These are the ones that we need to tap in because they're the technology-minded person. And you cannot put them aside because they're the creative one. As I said earlier, they're God's gift. And if we just really focus in on God's gift, this will be a better world. These students have gone beyond where we are going. I know just like I had a group of students, they were, you probably don't know what ESE students are. They sent a group to me. Those are low learners, okay? We were working on the computer. Something happened to one of my computers. I got on the phone, was gonna call the technology department, and the little boy said, "Miss Chris, you don't have to call the technology department, I can fix it." I said, "You can fix it?" He went right there and fixed the computer. And from then on, anything happened to the computer, I called him, "Honey, fix the computer." He fixed the computer. All we have to do is let these students know that they are someone special. Like the little girl just won the spelling bee. The girl just won the spelling, and she jumped, bounced up like a rubber ball. You know, she's athletic and everything. She was given a chance. She was told that you can do it. You have to have, you can do it in these students' minds. If they're like, a student could be president. It's easy to be president of the United States. A student could, and if they would allow these students to suggest things, it'll be a better world. But then a lot of times they say, "Oh, they're young." No, God is working through these students. Give them a chance. Step back. You had your opportunity. Step back. Push them out. So it's good to get them involved because you have creativity. Most of all, you have brain power. They act like they've been here before. They're like the little student fixed the computer. And I was getting ready to call the technology department. They would have been there the next day. He went there, flip of the finger. And I know one student, I had my cell phone. The cell phone, the face of it was black. I said, "How can I get this to light up?" The little student said, "Give it to Miss Presley." He gave it to me. He said, "What you do is put your finger across the top of it." He went right across the top of the thing, light it up. I said, "What?" he said, "Go across the top of it." And he handed it back to me. He walked away. And I looked at he walked away. I said, "Golly." It put his finger away. You probably have had that happen to you. You just don't want to admit it. It's a little thing across the top that you put your little finger and it lightened it up. That's all he did. I was working on it all day. All day. So these students are brilliant. They are brilliant. That's why I like to work with the students. Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Can you tell me how you got involved working with students? Like, what was the first step? What inspired you?
What inspired me when I was teaching. See, the reason, now, let me tell you something. I have a reaction from my medication. So if I pull this down, you might see spots on my face. That's reaction from medication that I have to take. Okay, so now don't run out when you see it. Okay, I did pull a little down because this reaction. Okay, what inspired me to work with the students? My desire to teach. That inspired me because I know the youth are given from God. I know when I was in school, I was not given the opportunity that I wanted because there are teachers who will hinder your progress because they are not equipped. They just only have the degree. And when I retired and I look back, I said, there are a lot of teachers who cripple students instead of advancing them because they didn't come equipped. And they're doing it now. You have some principals who should be at home doing something else because they're not innovative. And they are hindering the progress, but then they got the title. They won't let the students do it. They won't let the students do it. So my desire was to utilize these young people because they're a gift from God. And I use a lot of my experience. There are a lot of things that I wanted to do, but the teachers would not allow me to do it because they didn't know what I was doing. But I think I was born to teach. I was born to teach. But there are people that you were working under, they were not born to do whatever they are doing because they have a lot of shortcomings. So all of that instilled me, all of that motivated me to do this because of what I was not allowed to do. It's like I know in my middle school class, I had learning stations. You know, I had, maybe if we were talking about matter, MATDR, I might have a station that talks about matter in one form like that. So my principal, who was not equipped, walked in one day and told me, oh, this is overwhelming, Miss Presley. You cannot do this. The students would move. You know, each time they would move to a station, it would be motivating. So that principal did not like that. So she talked again and she gave me a low, she gave me a low, whatever it was, she gave me a low. So those students went on to the high school. And one of the teachers who was working with me at the middle school told me, he said, Miss Presley, you know what? I almost called the principal name, but I know. You know what she opposed you doing? We're required to do that. We're required to do a variety of things in the class. But now this principal now she was principal. She wants you to go in a class, everybody, page 2 on matter. I didn't like using the book. I want to bring stuff from outside that they can relate to. But she didn't agree with me. So you know what happened? She fired me from that school. I was fired from that school because of the fact that I wanted to do things that the students would enjoy learning. You know, you have to bring things in. You just can't walk in a classroom because you have a degree. And I was born to teach. So all of that, yeah. So I've had to fight with principals ever since I've been teaching, but I fought with them. They have fired me. I went on and got a better job. So you got a lot of them who are in there as placeholders. They should not be in a classroom because they're hindering the progress of children.
True. So I was gonna ask, you mentioned how you brought in outside material to your classroom. Can you talk about what you brought and then why do you think the school didn't bring it themselves?
Why you think the school didn't do what?
Didn't bring in the outside material, and then what did you bring?
Oh, I brought in outside. I didn't bring in outside material. They did it. Just like I give them they said, Miss Presley, we want to do a Thanksgiving project. I said, what would you like to do? We would like to make some we might make the little center pieces, you know. I said, okay, do it. I said, what you do is think of something that you would like to look at on your Thanksgiving table while you're pigging out on your turkey and all that. Think of something. He said, well, I would like to have some berries. I said, bring the berries in and tell us how the berries relate to your topic. I said, you bring it in, you be creative. So that's how they would go out and get things. And then we had a contest, whoever made the most creative, but it had to be related to the subject matter that we were teaching. It had to be related. But they're like one time we were talking about something and they said, Miss Presley, what about when you're riding down the highway, you see these little billboards? I said, you're right. I said, what you do is let's make some billboards. So when somebody drive along by Lake City and they want to come to our school, you can have a billboard up there saying, okay, we're studying energy. Come to exit 25 and you will see energy and you will have somebody, maybe somebody with muscles or something like that. I said, be creative. And so I said, they'll come to your exit to see what you have going on. I always try to put in everyday life with what they're doing. At the same time, they are being taught the concept, but they are being creative and being taught the concept. But they didn't like the way I taught, but that was me. And they learned, the students learned. And I know one time we had, I had a little contest with what I'm science and math. Mm-hmm. Well, we had scientists traveling on the A train. That was an outstanding scientist traveling on the A train. And see, what we would do, I was this is my last job that the lady fired me from. I was on the lower level. So the students, when they go to lunch, they have to pass my class. So the teachers said, Miss Presley, they want to pass your class. So they would line them up for lunch and they had to pass my class. When they passed my class, I said, ooh, look at the caboose. Look at the end. I would start naming them. I said, they are traveling on the A train. How many on the A train? And they'll hold their shoulders up and they will travel. And see, at the end of each 9 weeks, everybody who made an A or improved their grade, we would have a big program in the auditorium, and I would make up the certificates for them, and they would come up and get their certificate. So they changed the assistant superintendent, which is not a superintendent. They changed the system, so he cut it out. He cut it out. Wouldn't let me do that. But the student said, Miss Presley, I want to travel on the A train at the end of this 9 weeks. I said, you can do it. You can do it. And see, they would tell the teacher, what's my grade? What's my grade? They focus in on science there. And then at the end of the 9 weeks, we had this big thing in the auditorium. We had a posture with the principal who fired me and the assistant principal who was not an assistant superintendent, who was not a superintendent, who cut it out. The students wanted to do that. They were learning, they were researching, and they were doing, they were just excited, but they cut it out because this was beyond their mental capacity. So that's what we have in the school system now. That's why I get on the radio every opportunity I get. And I said, when I look back over my teaching experience, a lot of these teachers cripple students. We have a lot of bright students who have they slipped through the cracks because of the teachers not being innovative. Let this, one of the first things I do when I walk in the classroom, I said, now, my desire is to make you smarter than me. How can we be smarter than you? I said, very easy. I said, because I'm gonna guide you. I said, I have not done my job if you're as smart as I am. I want you to be smarter than me. I want to produce dignitaries. I want to produce not dignitaries, but outstanding dignitaries. So by Thanksgiving, I want all of you to be smarter than me. I can be, I said, no, I can't do it here. And most of those students work hard. And Miss Presley, I'm almost as smart as you are. I said, you got a little more to go. You got to be smarter than me. You got to start. And I allow my students to teach classes. They teach class. They get their own little group and they teach a class. They're so creative. And I said, oh man, when they do something, oh man, you have conquered the world. You're outstanding. All in my class, I have outstanding science dignitaries. That's what I have. And if you get into my students and say, what did Miss Presley call you? Outstanding dignitary, you're someone special. I say, you are. And I said, you can do anything that you want to do. You can be anything that you want to be. So I don't know if I answered your question. Did I?
You definitely did. Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk so much. I'm gonna have to close. I'm talking too much.
It's okay. It's okay. Only if you're able to, though. So my next question is, you talked about how you wanted to be the teacher that you didn't have growing up. Can you talk about your experience growing up, like in the education system?
No, now I had some good teachers now.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about the ones that were not good teachers, but I had some good teachers. That's why I'm motivated to do what I am. I did. But I had some teachers, they did the best that they could.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody, see, sometimes when you get a degree, a lot of times the only job you can get is teaching. Or they'll hire you if they have a shortage. And they put a lot of teachers in classroom. And I guess if I need a job, I would do the same thing. That's not equipped. So those are the ones, you might have a teacher just finished college. They'll put them in maybe analytic geometry class. They don't know A from bullfrog, but they put them there, But they'll put them in those high level classes. And the way they're doing it now, in a lot of counters, they're teaching the students using these little, computer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see too much in math classes, people at the board demonstrating. They put them on the little, I can't think of the little, the little computer, and they explain all that, but you don't have old-fashioned teaching like you show them at the board. and show them detail. You don't have that. So, so the students are lacking in senses like that. But I did have some good teachers, even at Florida A&M University. My teacher who put me into the master's program, he's still at Florida A&M University. So I've had some good teachers, but I've had some teachers that need a little more training, but they did the best that they could because they needed a job.
Can you tell me about your good teachers?
A good teacher?
Yeah, tell me about what is a good teacher, and can you talk about the good teachers you had?
Okay, a good teacher is a teacher who listens. A good teacher is a teacher who goes home and that teacher does homework. When I say homework, they study. They go on the internet. They read books. They think about what they're going to do in order to make class better tomorrow. That's a good teacher. A good teacher is one who, I've heard teachers say, well, the author got the A, I got the B, and you got the C. I've heard teachers make that statement in front of the teacher, in front of the student. But a good teacher is one that let a student know that you can do it. It's put for an effort, you can do it. You can be whatever you want to be. Don't try to cripple that person. Don't try to destroy that person's dream. A teacher is somebody that would encourage you to be the best. And a good teacher is one that say, an A is ridiculous. No, a B is ridiculous when A is an option. That's a good teacher.
Mm-hmm. So you said you're a substitute teacher now. How is that experience now in like this kind of system and in the pandemic?
Okay, I'm a substitute teacher now because I retired from the Florida teaching, so that I went out on drop. So if you go out on drop and someone wants you back, they can hire you. So that's why I'm a substitute teacher. Not because I quit. It's my time had expired, but I still want to work with students. And then if you want to work with students, you can go on. You can apply to be a substitute, and that's what I have been. And teachers ask for me to come back all the time because, yeah, when I walk into a classroom, I don't say, Mary, how you doing? I say, Dr. Mary, how you doing today? And when I go back to son's school, they would say, Miss Presley, don't call me doctor, call me cardiologist. I said, okay, cardiologist. Call me podiatrist. Okay, podiatrist. That's what and then sometime at the end of the day, I write out a certificate for you are someone special. Hand it to them while they're getting on the bus. That's what I do. Yeah, now as a substitute teacher, and some of the teachers want me to come back because sometimes when I would meet the parents in the store, they would say, "Is this a teacher who call you doctor?" Yes, ma'am. This is a teacher who call me doctor. I put a doctor in front of their name and whatever else they want in front of their name. That's what I do. I make them feel very special. Make them feel that they can conquer the world.
So there's actually more people in this room with me. They want to ask a couple questions if you don't mind.
Now see you didn't tell me that.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Now see you.
Hi, my name is Rachel. Thank you so much for speaking with us today. My question for you from what I'm hearing is, did you ever have a course or classes about Black history, about African-American history when you were growing up? Is that something that you learned about, or is that just something that you learned about within your own community?
Oh, no, honey. I started off Black history because I started off as Black, and that's what I am now. Yes. I also coached a rainbow team. I have a lot of rainbow team, 100 plus scholarships that students have gotten because I coached rainbow teams and I brought back state championship rainbow team. And it was Black history and culture brain. Oh, yes. I have been, ever since I was born, I think when I was maybe a day old, my mother probably whispered some Black history in my ear. And I've known Black history. And I think everybody should know Black history because that's why we have a lot of shortcomings because we don't know each other's history. I need to know as much about you as you know about me. And see, that's one of the shortcomings. We don't know certain things. Just like I have and I don't like this expression, my best friend is I don't like that expression, but I have a lot. When I have friends, I don't worry about what color you are. I don't worry about, and we talk freely about everything we do. So yes, I was introduced to Black history, if you call it that, when I was born. When I was born, as soon as I knew who I was, I said, that's a little Black baby. I was introduced long time ago. And this thing about being taught that, it should come automatically. When I would walk out there and I do not crash at a traffic light, I should think about Gary Morgan. Thank you, Gary Morgan, for doing that. I shouldn't say, okay, a Black man did that. No. Gary Morgan did that for us. Yeah, I should think about all that. Yeah, so we, Daniel Hill Williams, thank you for the first open heart surgery. I should just say thank you for that. We don't have to say Black history. It said thank you for making the world a better world. But I don't think we should single it out. This is Black history, this is white history, this is Asian history. I think we should just teach it because it needs to be taught. And we have more appreciation. But when we start separating it, that causes confusion. Just teach whatever is necessary. So yeah, I entered this program where they could get scholarships for Black children, and I wanted to get something for Black children. It's Black History and Culture Rainbow Team, and they used to have the competition in Tampa, and I entered in 1988. And from 1988 up to 2006, I generated 100 full scholarships for children. And see, I did that because a lot of times you don't have money. So that was to get free money for them to go to college. So that's why I did it. I did have one student, and he works at the, I think he works at the governor's office, Amparo. He was on my Rainbow team. I think he got a partial scholarship. But whoever would come for my help, I don't say, come here, little green boy, little blue boy, nothing. Anybody is welcome. And they know I'm just that way. So no, I don't, no. I don't know your original question, but I hope I didn't go off track. But if I did, charge it to my head, not to my heart. Okay.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Now, who am I interviewing for? Because they told me something about the civil rights movement.
You want to talk about the civil rights movement?
No. I can talk on any subject, But they told me, they said they're gonna be talking about the sit-in demonstration. You can talk about anything because it doesn't matter. But that's what I was told about my sit-in. You had me practicing for that, and look what you all did. How do you know I can switch like this? Do you realize how old I am? Make a guess. Make a guess.
I don't want to guess. I'm sorry.
25.
Now, before you came on, honey, I told him about this around my mouth. This is from medication. And they gave me some medication. And when I woke up one morning, this was around there. And I went off on the deep end. But I've been covering it. But I said, I'm not going to cover it. I'm just going to frighten everybody who meets me. Yeah. So that's why I have it right here. You can laugh. I don't care. My students laugh about me all the time. They call me a special kind. I said, thank you for the compliment.
You look great.
Okay.
So I guess we could talk about the civil rights.
No. You talk about anything that you want to, because see what at my age I can deny it. I said, oh, when did I say that? When, honey? I can deny it. No, I didn't know what you were talking about anything.
When you were planning sit-ins with folks, from what I read, it's in Tallahassee. And then you mentioned you went to FAMU. So my question is like, how do trainings go for the sit-ins? And what did they tell you during the training?
Okay, they told me one thing that stood out in my mind, that I could be killed. I remember that word resonated. You said I could be killed, anything can happen to you, but you have to be nonviolent. And then I said, well, I'm really not a violent person. I didn't do much fighting. I only fought when it was necessary. And so they say you have to be nonviolent. And if you can't be nonviolent, we'll have you in the office filing papers. I said, oh, I can be nonviolent because I want to be nosy to see what it's all about. So they told us everything that we need to expect. and we're gonna be called all kind of names and names that you recognize or not recognize. And if they shove, you cannot shove back. I don't care how much you want. They just told us to be prepared for anything. But the thing that stood out in my mind is that you could be killed. There's nothing you can do about it. So we went out there with the notion that we could be destroyed. But this was to make things better for other people. So somebody had to make that sacrifice. And so I was willing to do it. I was in college young, didn't tell my parents about it because they would have said, no, no, no. I didn't tell them about it until it was over. Yes.
Thank you.
Can I ask, how did you get involved?
How did I get involved?
Yes.
Well, see, basically, I'm a nosy person. Whenever something is happening, I'm going to try to find out what's going on. I don't sit in the corner and say, wait, I saw this action on the campus, the people were meeting, and I went in there and said, what y'all meeting about? They said SCLC. And then Khoury and all that. I said, oh, I read about that. So I went in, I joined in. I don't just sit in the back and look. I like to join in. I like to be a part of it. I like to be a part of history. I am. I'm not a person that sit on the sideline. So when I saw the meeting, then I joined in, raised my hand, swear to be nonviolent, and all that. And I got involved. And I've been involved ever since.
Do you remember any like leaders in the movement that you want to talk about? Like,
Oh, one of my pastors was C.K. Steele.
mhm.
And I remember C.K. Steele, that was back in the 60s. I remember C.K. Steele, and I think it was a Haley or something, but I remember C.K. Steele because he was also my pastor.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and you mean movement on the campus or movement period?
Both.
Oh yeah, Shuttleworth, Martin Luther King. I remember Bull Connor. I remember all them people because I read about them in Eyes on the Prize before the Mayflower and all that. Because see, remember I taught Black history to the students in my after school program, and I would mention it in the classroom sometimes. But you know, other than that, yeah, about everybody I could think of, I read about it, either taught it. Yeah, because it had in the conversation you bring up, you have to talk about them because everybody made a contribution. Whether it was just picking up a straw, putting it on the other side of the room. Everybody contributed. This is all one effort. Everybody. The more contribute, the better it is. And we need to stop all this separate. This is yours, this is yours. Come together as one. And if we make a mistake, be free to say, you made this mistake. You know, we need more unity rather than separation. And that's the thing that bothers me, more unity. Brother, think about what makes us together rather than what divides us. If we would start thinking about the things that make us as one, I think this would be a better world to live in, rather than what separates. But sometimes we cite what is negative. Focus in on the positive. And especially teach these young people, because the older people, they got their mindset. But we can start with these young people, these young minds, like the two of you all. Mm-hmm. You can make this a better world, but give you an opportunity. Step back. We can step back and maybe teach you certain things, or show you how to find certain things, but let you do it, let you be creative. I think we need more creativity. Yeah, I think we do.
Can you kind of talk about the role of women in organizing when you were doing sit-ins, and like activism on campus and just in general, like how you perceive the role of women and their impact as well?
Oh, now the role of the women, honey. My mother says, she would tell my daddy, you have the head, but I'm the neck that turns the head. That's what my mother always tell my dad. So that's probably to answer your question. You cannot, sorry, sir, whoever you are. Omar, what's your name?
Omar, yeah.
If you want to get something done, you have to involve a lady, because the man is not creative like we are. You were not born that way. That's because right. What you're doing now, you're inspired by her. Mm-hmm. You are. But now, she got you out front to make you feel special. But without that woman, now think of all the women, your parents, who had the leadership role? The woman. But we always back up to make you look good. But the role of the woman is endless. She's powerful. That's the way she was born. But we put you out front to make you look good. And that's where it's supposed to be. So anywhere you see a woman, you can just be assured that it's going to go right. It's like this interview right here. It didn't become powerful until she came on the scene. You were doing a good job. You were doing a good job. But see, it got more powerful when her face showed up. No offense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask you, what's your earliest memory of like participating in a movement or what you saw?
My earliest movement was
Yeah.
when I was born.
Okay.
When I was born and I was able to see who I was, that's when it started. Now the movement that you're talking about is what? What movement?
It could be any civil rights movement or anything you participated in.
Oh, the civil rights movement. Okay. I did not participate in that until I got strong in that until I went to college, SCLC and COA. Yeah, because see, my daddy was a minister. You know, he had us in church 24/7. But when I went to college, I was able to make my own decision. And that's when I got involved. And as I said, I saw these people gathering and I was nosy. And that's how I got into it. But, let me back up. When I was in high school, when I was in high school, middle school, my dad was involved involved with civil rights with Dr. Martin Luther King, because they had I remember he was in this thing in St. Augustine, and I believe he got injured. And so he was involved in that. So I didn't know much about it until I went to college and started listening to the session that they had. But I know my dad was involved in it when I was in middle school or high school, but he did not explain to us what he was doing. He was just telling us he was going to be meeting with Dr. Martin Luther King, and we would just let him, he would just go. But when I got to college and I started reading about it and started listening to these sessions, then that's when I became deeply involved. And after college, I got this rainbow team that I coached. And I was able to tell students something about it, more about it, because we read a lot of books. And it was on Black history that we read a lot of books. But now in those books, all races were mentioned, but it was mostly Black history that they were being exposed to.
Do you have a follow-up question?
You can ask.
I wanted to know how your religion influenced your activism and like how much of a role that religion took like part of when you were organizing.
My religion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my religion. Okay, to be honest with you, my religion played a very important part because I'm a peaceful person. I'm not a person who fought. I think I only fought one time when the lady beat me up and I hate to fight her back. But I'm not a fighter, but I was pushed a lot, because in 4th grade, I was the top of my class. Not being braggadocious, I was the top of my class, and there was a girl in there who was sort of a slow learner. And I would, whenever we would do something, my papers would always be good, perfect. And so at the end of the day, I would always expect that I'm gonna get a push, shove, or slap from her, which I did about every day. In 4th grade, I would get she would let me know that she didn't appreciate it, but that did not stop me. But then when I got to be a high school student, my mother told me that I should have told her about it, and she would have corrected it. But no, I just went on with it. I don't know if I answered the question, but see, I'm looking at two beautiful faces. Are you? You all staring at me. Am I staring at you the way I'm? Are you all in the same room?
Yeah, we are.
There's other people too, but they're shy.
Okay. Yeah. You like brother and sister. Okay, what's another one?
They're coming to say hi really quickly.
Hi there, how you doing? Oh, nothing. You didn't tell me you were there. Y'all making me cough. How many in that room?
Four.
Oh, okay. I'm accustomed to talking to a group. I don't care. I'm just having fun with you. How you doing there? Is that a Black American?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, okay, I just said that. Okay, and that what kind of American that's behind you with the scarf over head? Yeah, that's you.
What was
What's
the
your
question?
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Niko.
Niko. Okay, glad to have you all here. I feel so honored. Ooh, I feel so honored. Mm-hmm. Have four beautiful, handsome. Okay, what's the next question?
Can you talk about the sit-in more in depth? Like, can you talk about what exactly happened and the significance of it for Tallahassee?
Okay, they wouldn't let us eat at, you probably haven't experienced not being able to sit down and eat something. Neither you have experienced that. Okay, we could, and I don't care how much I say it to you, you won't be able to understand unless you walk in my footsteps. Think about the fact that you have two water fountains. One of them, a rusty water fountain, and it has color on it. Then next to it, you have a little shiny water fountain. Shiny, white only. You never experienced that. That could be psychological damaging. Okay, let me go into the bathroom, then I'll go to the sit-in. Okay, a lot of Blacks develop bladder problems because they were not able to use the bathroom. You never experienced that and will not experience that. Now, if they would provide a bathroom for us, it would be all the way around the back, growed up. You could sit on the commode. You don't know whether or not you'll be bitten by a roach, kind of roach bite, a snake or whatever. That's what you have. Okay, inside you could not go because of the color of your skin. You never even experienced that. Okay, now there were colleges that we could not enter because of the color of our skin. I was very smart. I'm not being braggadocious, but I was very smart. You know when you're smart, but I would apply for those National Science Foundation grants. If I were not of a certain color, I could not get it at certain schools. I only got it at certain, they would only give that to us because of our skin color. But you would never experience that. Never experience that. Okay, now back to the lunch counter. Now there was Florida State University and a family in the same city, but the students from a Florida State, they could go down to Woodward, they can go down there and order food and sit at the counter. But FAMU students who had a lot of scholars there, they could not do it. They could not do that and it boiled down to the color of their skin. Okay, now I was in the group where they wanted to make a change. It's not that we want to socialize, but give us an opportunity. What we were trained to do during our training session, we were told that we had to be nonviolent. So the time that we did this, we were instructed to go in and buy something. I went in, and I think it was 7 of us in the group. We went in and we bought a toothbrush. We bought something, and we were there with an advisor, and he would motion to us when we to go and sit at the counter. Okay, so we bought our thing, we paid for it, they got our money. So after we did that, then we went over to the lunch counter and we sat down, and we were instructed to leave a seat between each of us. Now this was in the 60s, but it has been it had such an effect on me. So I remember just like it was yesterday. So we leave a seat between each of us. So when we went and sat down, after we had purchased our item, when we sat down, then those waitresses, they were all ladies, all white ladies, they went in the back. They went in the back and they stayed in the back, and we sat there, and our advisor was at the end. And I believe that day was Reverend C.K. Steele. He was pastor Bethel Baptist Church. He he was reading his newspaper, and we sat there waiting to be served. And then I think we sat there for 10 or 15 minutes, but he gave us a nod. And then when he gave us a nod, we got up off our stool. And when we turned around, that room where nobody was in it hardly was filled with a lot of people. Boy, they saturated that room, and they were calling us all kind of names, and they were spitting on something, but I didn't get into the spit. But they were spitting on us, they were shoving some of us, but it so happened that I did not get in the spit, not shove, but some of them did. So we had to go in a straight line through that mob, that straight line, and we went and got back in our cars, and then we went back to FAMU. So that's a memory. That, and see, it was just like it happened yesterday because it had such a psychological effect on me. Because when we went in there, we shopped. They got our money for whatever we shopped. And then when we sat down, we could not eat at the lunch counter. And then when we got up, we had to go through a mob, which causes all kind of names. And so that's what we had to deal with.
How long was the sit-in in total?
Say what now?
How long was the sit-in? Was it like only a day? It was only for that one day, and how long? Like a couple hours?
No, I don't remember no, we had two groups at FAMU. We had two groups. And the first group, all of the Southern Black colleges, they had a schedule. So we were also sitting at that particular time. So we had a time when we were supposed, they had, the advisors had coordinators, all of the Southern colleges, the advisor had coordinated. And I forgot what time of day, but I believe it was an afternoon that we went there. It was not morning, it was afternoon. I just give a time, maybe 1 o'clock. We met there at 1 o'clock. It was 7 of us. And we went in there. We didn't go in there as a group, we were in there individually. So when we went in there, and I told you we shopped first. And then after we shopped, then went over to the counter. And then about 2 weeks later, our second group went. And the second group went, those children were arrested. They had to stay in jail overnight. But I was not arrested because I was in the first group and they were not expecting us. So I don't think none of our names got in that book there in Tallahassee, not the other colleges. The first group, the names, we just had to remember who was in there. But now the second group, their names are down at their whatever office is supposed to be. They are in there because they had to stay overnight, but we didn't have to stay overnight. But now the second group, all the Southern schools were at the same time. They had the same schedule, but now the second group got it. Their treatment was worse than ours. The second group. Mm-hmm. But it was not a good feeling, thinking that you're sitting there with your back turned and you don't know whether or not a knife is going to be thrown in it or whether or not you're going to be shot. But you're told that none of it should be a surprise. And that's not a good feeling. And then when you turn around, see, when you sit down, the place is empty. And when you turn around, you have everybody's uncle, aunt, nasty, talking nasty to you. That's what you turn around in your face. And you, as a college student, you got to walk through that line, a straight line. Don't know whether or not somebody got a gun and gonna gun you down, but you were told to expect that. So now, what I'm saying to you does not have any meaning. You have to walk in my footsteps in order to realize it. See, sometimes people take things for granted, but they don't know. They don't know. And you wonder, why are they treated so bad and have done nothing? A little elementary student, they have not been in this world long enough to cause any problem, but they are mistreated. And it's mostly because of the color of their skin. If everybody would be given an opportunity, this would be a better world because, there is power in groups, power. But we spend most of our time pulling against each other rather than pulling toward each other, embracing, hugging each other. That's what we need to do. And this would be a better world. It'd be a better world for everybody, especially the seniors, me, you know, it would be a better world if you would let these students realize that they're truly someone special and don't hinder their progress. Tell them how they can love each other. Preach love rather than hatred. Okay.
So I know we talked prior to this and the interview was gonna be about an hour long, so it's almost an hour. So just to wrap up, I want to ask, do you have any advice for future teachers, future activists, or any advice at all for anybody?
My advice is to turn your love button on rather than your hatred button. Do not judge a person according to what you think that person is or because of the color of their skin. Judge them for who they are, because we are better when we work together. And we're just drained when we're pulling at each other because we use a lot of strength pulling rather than embracing. If you embrace a person, that takes less energy than pushing a person away. That takes a lot of energy. So if we would start doing that, start exercising more love, treat a person the way you want to be treated. That's it. Down the line, treat them the way you want to be treated. And think about, you probably need to say, well, how would I feel if I walk in those footsteps? How would that make me feel? And it's always feel that everybody's truly someone special. Everybody's Jesus' pet. Everybody. And we are better when we're embracing rather than pushing against each other. So my advice would be let your love button stay on more than your hate button. And I can look at y'all and see that y'all don't have a hate button because I can look at you. I can look at your eyes and tell you. I can look at your eyes. Yeah, I can. Yeah, you ought to just, you're truly someone special. You're destined for greatness. You are. And I'm glad, I'm honored to be interviewed by such a, although the other guy gone, I guess he's going to do something else, but that's all right. He's not gone, but he hears me. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know I had been on here with you on an hour. Well, you'll get a bill. Don't think you got away now. You will get a bill from me. If not, I'll put you on the radio. Before some of you got there, I told you that I have a radio program. I'm on the radio and it's worldwide. Mm-hmm.
I will listen.
What's that one?
What number is it again?
Yeah.
It's 107.9 FM, the Angel Radio Network. It's in Lake City. Okay, now you can come on the website. It's Angel, ANGEL, Radio, RADIO, Network, NETWORK, .net. That's the website, 24/7. Now, if you hear me on there, my voice will be different because I'm having a voice problem right now. But I'm in charge of the youth ministry. And if you hear the young people on there, that's part of my ministry. And I have a special show on Wednesday night that my husband hosts. It's from 7 to 8. And I'd like to feature you all on there. Would you be on there for me?
Sure, of course.
I'm serious, and I'm getting ready to write your name down, honey. I'm gonna put you on the air.
Okay.
Now, I'm serious. Let me see. I'm getting my pencil. And then on Saturdays from 2 to 3, I have an hour of excellence where I feature outstanding young dignitaries, our future treasures, our leaders, our mathematicians, our scientists, our lawyers, our doctors. That's what I feature from 2 to 3 on Saturday. But on Wednesday night, I usually have adults. That's my it's hour of excellence. And I would like to feature you all. Let me see. I'm getting ready to book y'all right now.
Oh yeah.
I am okay. Hold on just a minute. I know I got 2 more minutes. Okay. When are you available? I'm gonna book you in let me see, this is July, August.
Okay.
It's Wednesday night. What day in August? It's on Wednesday night. Now I already got somebody for the first Wednesday.
That should be fine, yeah.
No, not the first one. I got somebody for first Wednesday. Second Wednesday. You got
Oh,
what is the date of the second Wednesday?
the 11th.
11. That's August. You got to get permission from somebody, or is this it? August 11th?
Yeah, August 11th.
You don't have to get permission from anybody else?
No, I
The
don't think so.
Okay. All right. What's the name of your group?
I mean, do we just say spot?
Yeah.
The Samuel Proctor Oral History Program.
Okay. What I want you to do, you got my email, bernicexcel@aol.com. Okay. Send that to me. Okay. Now, what I want you to do before your smiling face leave, you need to write down the lead questions, because either I will interview you, my daughter will interview, which is the CEO of the station, or my husband, and they like to have lead questions so you can elaborate. You have a whole hour to talk about it. Okay? Now, what you can do, for starters, you can tune in this coming Wednesday night. I have a fellow from Tampa who's going to be on there, and you can see what we do. It's this coming Wednesday night from 7 to 8. That's when it comes on. Okay, now that's when you will come on August 11th.
Okay, perfect.
Cause what now?
I'll mark it in my calendar.
August 11th. Now you come on. Now you come on at the show airs from 7 to 8. But I have to have you on 15 minutes early so I can check your phone line to see if it's working right. You have to check your phone line. You have to check your voice level and all that. So you come on at 6:45 and it starts promptly at 7 o'clock. But come on this coming Wednesday so you can see what we're doing. Or you can tune on anytime right now and see and hear the station goes to 24/7. You have a question now, young man, but you act like you want to ask a question.
Oh no, sorry. I don't have a question.
Okay, you don't have a question?
No.
Okay. Now, did I talk too much or too less or what?
No, you were fine. Great.
The only one I can see is this smiling face right there that I'm pointing. The rest of you are half. I can see half of your face. Now I can see you now. Yeah, but I can see, I've seen all of you. Okay. Any other question? Yeah, I see all of you now. Yeah. See, that's how I know women are powerful. See, he won't show me all his face, but two of you showing me all of your face. That's why the women are powerful. You continue to be powerful. Let him be half-faced. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Be honest, have I talked too much?
No,
No,
you
you're
did.
perfect.
You were great.
She's sweating right here. You sweating under your nose. Yeah, I've talked too much for her. Y'all turn the fan on. She's sweating. This one's sweating. Yeah, you sweating. Yeah. And you all know what? Well, I'm being nosy. What's your classification at University of Florida?
I just graduated, so I'm just staff right now.
At the University of Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. All of you University of Florida?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
No, you can go first.
I also just graduated. I studied African American Studies and Political Science.
African American Studies?
Yeah.
Honey, you said, wait a minute. What's your name? African American.
My name is Rachel.
Rachel. Okay. I might have you on there another time. African American Studies. Okay. Why you dashed out of the view? You thought I was gonna get him, huh?
Semi.
11?
All of you University of Florida.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that I have a grandson that's coming there in August.
Oh,
Congratulations to him.
Say what?
Congratulations to him.
He's handsome too. I would like to let you see him, but I want you to be shocked when you see him come on the campus in August. He's in the PhD program.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Nice. Yay.
Yeah. I've already visited the thing over there, the building and everything. He's gonna be living close to the building, the education building.
Is that what he's studying? Education?
I think he is the education. I didn't ask too many questions because I was glad that he was coming. University of Florida. He got a room over there and everything. So when y'all see him, you'll know him because he's handsome. Handsome just like this young man. You'll know him, he'll stand out like a sore thumb. Yeah. But I wish he in there resting now. I would let. Is Dresa up? No, he must not be up. He's relaxing. But I want y'all to be shocked. His name is Idrisa. IDRISSA. So you asked me about Africa. There you have it. Idrissa.
We'll look out for it.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, I don't think so. Thank you so much for doing this interview with us.
Thank you.
Now, before you leave now, you want to get this August 11th right. And you're going to send me the thing so I know. And you can put as many as you want to on there. But now listen to the program this coming Wednesday night, and you'll see how we interview people. Okay. We're interviewing somebody from Tampa. I've never met the person. So you'll see how the program is operating. Okay? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You all are just, you're outstanding. And I hope I didn't do too much talking and confuse you. Now she's going, all I see is her braids.
No.
Here.
Okay. All right then.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. Okay, have a good day.
You as
too.
well. Thank you.
And continue to be wonderful. And remember, you all are someone special. You're destined for greatness. Who is that? Wait a minute.
Friend.
That's another person. Or is that the same person?
Same one.
I was the same one from earlier.
You came on looking better. I'm glad you came on again. You look better than you did before. Yeah. No, you look handsome. Yeah. Okay. When I'm at the University of Florida, I hope I can see you. Okay. All right.
Yes,
Thank
the swap office is in Pew Hall, so just come by.
Pew Hall. That's PEW.
PUGH.
Say it again.
PUGH.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. You're all right. You put me under the table. That's all right.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Okay then. All right then. You all be blessed.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Leslie.
Goodbye. Thank you all too. You're just wonderful. I look for y'all. And y'all, each one of y'all gotta take me out to lunch. Not together, separate, so I won't have 4 lunches.
Perfect. I will take you out.
Okay. All right. Okay, be blessed and remember you're someone special.
You as well. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Okay then. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you later. How you turn this on?